Sir, they were selling me in that bathroom. 5 words, whispered through cracked lips. A 15-year-old girl with zip ties cutting into her wrists, bruises covering her face and eyes that had already died once. Stone heard men negotiating her price through the bathroom wall. 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, like she was cattle at an auction. He had 7 seconds to decide, walk away like everyone else, or become the monster to save her from monsters. He pulled out $12,000 cash, money meant for his dead wife's memorial, and he bought that girl right in front of her traffickers. Subscribe now, follow this story to the very last second, and drop your city in the comments. Let me see how far this story travels. Stone hadn't slept in 31 hours. The Harley's engine died beneath him. He sat there in the truck, stopped parking lot, too tired to move. 2 weeks since Margaret took her last breath. 14 hours since he'd scattered her ashes across the New Mexico desert. Now he just needed coffee. 5 minutes of peace. That's all. He walked inside. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. A trucker slumped over cold eggs at the counter. The cashier didn't look up. Stone headed for the bathroom. He pushed through the door, walked to the sink, turned on the water. Cold water on his face. That's what he needed. Shock himself awake for another 100 miles of empty highway and emptier thoughts. Then he heard the voices. The wall was thin, cheap construction. Every word came through clear as a phone call. 2,500, male voice, calm, businesslike. You're joking, second man laughing. She's 15, pretty face. We could get 5 times that in Denver. Track marks dropped the price, 3,000 final. Stone's hands froze under the running water. His brain fought what his ears were telling him. Drug deal, bad joke, anything else. Please, God, anything else. Then the fourth voice spoke. Please, young, female, breaking apart on every syllable. I want my mom. She's looking for me. Just let me call her, please. I'll do anything. A slap echoed through the wall. Shut up. Your mama sold you for $800 in a bag of pills. She ain't looking for nothing. The girl started sobbing. 3,000, the cold voice repeated. She's damaged goods, but she'll last a few years if you keep her medicated. Fine, I want her in my truck in 5 minutes. Got a buyer in Vegas who likes them young. Stone gripped the sink until his knuckles went white. Vietnam came flooding back. The villages, the screaming, the sounds that never left his nightmares. He'd sworn he'd never hear those sounds again. He turned off the water. His hands weren't shaking. Something had gone cold inside him. Something that remembered what killing felt like. Stone walked out of the bathroom and positioned himself by the vending machines. Just a tired biker buying a candy bar. Just another face at 3 a.m. The women's bathroom door opened. 3 men walked out first. Mid-30s to 40s. Baseball caps, work boots. They could have been anyone's neighbor. That was the thing about monsters. They looked just like everyone else. Behind them came the girl. Thin, too thin, dark hair tangled and matted, a bruise spreading across her left cheekbone, zip ties cutting into her wrists. 15 years old. Around the age his daughter would have been if Margaret could have had children. The girl's eyes swept across the truck stop. They landed on Stone. Her lips moved. No sound, just the shape of words. Sir, they were selling me in that bathroom. One of the men grabbed her arm. Eyes on the floor, he growled. Keep walking. They headed for a black SUV at the far end of the lot. Tinted windows, no visible plates. Stone had 30 seconds to decide. Call 911. By the time cops arrived, that SUV would be 3 states away. The girl would be in Vegas or Mexico or dead in a ditch. Fight them a 4 against 1, probably armed empty parking lot at 3 a.m. Even in his prime, those odds killed men. Or he could become the monster to save her from monsters. Stone made his choice. Gentlemen, his voice carried across the quiet night. Got a minute? All 3 turned. The leader stepped forward. His hand moved toward his waistband. Not interested, old man. Stone kept walking. Slow, steady. Funny, neither am I. He stopped 10 feet away. Let them see his patch. Hell's Angels. Let them see the scars on his hands. The weight of decades in his eyes. The girl stared at him. confusion, terror, the faintest spark of hope. Stone looked at her, then at the men. How much? The leader frowned. How much for what? Walls are thin in there, heard every word. Stone pulled out his wallet. How much for the girl? The hope in her eyes died. Stone watched it happen, watched her realize he wasn't a savior, just another buyer, another monster. Hardest thing he'd ever done, letting her believe that. But dead heroes save nobody. Why should we trust you? The leader asked. Because I'm standing here with cash at 3 a.m. Because I ride alone between. Because your SUV has no plates, which means something went wrong. You need money fast. Their faces confirmed everything. 12,000, the leader said. Non-negotiable. Let me see her first. The leader nodded. One of his men dragged the girl forward. Stone looked at her, really looked. Track marks on her arms, bruises on her wrists, face, neck. The way she held herself, expecting pain. What's your name? She didn't answer, just stared with eyes that had already given up. Doesn't matter what her name is, the leader said. You buying or not? Stone reached into his wallet, counted out bills. This money was supposed to pay for Margaret's memorial, her headstone, the gathering for people who'd loved her. Margaret would have understood. Margaret would have demanded it. 12,000. Stone held out the cash. The leader grabbed it, counted it twice, nodded to his men. She's yours. Keep her drugged. She's a runner. I'll manage. The three men walked to their SUV. Stone memorized everything. Black Chevy Tahoe, dent on the rear bumper, broken taillight. His dash cam might have caught the plate. The SUV pulled away and disappeared into darkness. Stone and the girl stood alone. She was trembling so hard she could barely stand. Please, she whispered, just make it quick. Whatever you're going to do, please. Stone's heart cracked down the middle. He pulled out a knife. She flinched so hard she nearly fell. Stone cut the zip ties from her wrists. Run. She stared at him. What? Run. You're free. I'm not going to hurt you. I needed them gone before I could help you. Her face twisted. Confusion, disbelief, something she'd forgotten how to feel. I don't understand. My name is Stone. I'm a hell's angel. Done bad things in my life, things I'm not proud of. But I don't hurt children. I don't hurt women. And I damn sure don't buy human beings. Then why? Because they had guns and I had money. Money was faster. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She wiped them away like crying was weakness she couldn't afford. This is a trick. You're lying. Everybody lies. I'm not. Prove it. Stone pulled out his phone. I'm calling 911, reporting those men their vehicle. No. She lunged for the phone. No police. They'll send me back. Back where? The fight drained out of her. She sagged sobbing. The group home. In Phoenix. That's where this started. That's where Mrs. Crawford found me. Stone went very still. Who's Mrs. Crawford? The girl's voice went dead. Empty. Like reading from a script she'd memorized in hell. She runs Sunshine Valley Group Home for foster girls. She's been doing this for years. Picks the ones nobody cares about. The ones nobody's checking on. She looked at Stone with eyes that had seen the devil's face. She's the one who sold me. Something shifted inside Stone. Something that had been sleeping since prison. Since he'd promised Margaret he'd leave the violence behind. That something woke up hungry. How many girls? 14, maybe 15. They come and go. The ones who get sold never come back. Police, the state, nobody's investigated. She laughed, broken, bitter. Mrs. Crawford's a saint. Ask anyone. She's won awards, knows the mayor, goes to church every Sunday. Her voice cracked. Who's going to believe a druggy foster kid over her? Stone looked at this child. 15 years old, sold by the person who was supposed to protect her, drugged, beaten, passed around like property. The world had given up on her. He wouldn't. I believe you, he said. She stared at him. What? I said I believe you and I'm going to help you, but you have to trust me first. I don't trust anyone. I know, but you're going to have to start somewhere. Stone gestured toward his motorcycle. I've got friends. People who handle situations like this, people who don't go through official channels. What kind of people? Stone touched his patch. The kind who don't look away. She hesitated. He could see her calculating. She could run, take her chances on the highway, try to disappear, or she could trust a stranger with a criminal record and a patch that scared most of America. What's your name? Stone asked. Your real name? Long silence. Lily Torres. Lily, Stone nodded. My wife used to grow lilies in our garden, said they were survivors. Could grow through concrete if they had to. Something shifted in Lily's eyes. Not trust, but the possibility of it. Your wife, where is she? Stone looked at the fading stars. Died 2 weeks ago. Cancer. I was heading home from spreading her ashes when I stopped here. Silence. I'm sorry, Lily said. Me too. They stood there. A truck rumbled past on the highway. A coyote howled somewhere in the distance. I'll come with you, Lily said. But if this is a trick, it's not. How do I know? Stone pulled out his wallet, showed her a photograph, creased and faded. A woman with kind eyes, gray hair, a smile that could light up a room. That's Margaret, my wife. Spent 15 years volunteering at a shelter for abused women. She made me promise before she died that I'd keep fighting for people who couldn't fight for themselves. He put the photo away. I'm not breaking that promise. Not for anything. Lily searched his face, looking for lies. She didn't find any. Okay, what do we do now? Stone dialed a number. It rang 3 times. This is Stone. Put me through to Hawk, now. What's this about brother, human trafficking, 16-year-old victim, foster home in Phoenix selling kids? I just bought one to save her. Pause. Hold on. Click. Hold music. Stone looked at Lily. How long were you with those men? 3 days. They picked me up in Phoenix, drove through New Mexico. How did Crawford choose you? Lily's face hardened. I tried to report her, found her files 2 months ago, records of every girl she'd sold, took pictures with a phone I stole from her office, tried to send them to police. What happened? She caught me, took the phone, beat me so bad I couldn't walk for a week. Her voice dropped. Then she called those men, told them she had a troublemaker who needed to disappear. Stone's hands curled into fists. So you had proof. Had. She destroyed everything. The phone clicked. Stone, talk to me. Hawk's voice, deep, authoritative. I've got a situation, bad. Need a full chapter meeting. Tonight. It's 3 a.m., brother. A woman in Phoenix has been running a trafficking ring out of a foster home, selling teenage girls for years. One of them standing next to me. 14 more are still trapped. Silence. You sure? I paid 12 grand to buy this girl from traffickers. Heard them negotiating through a bathroom wall, I'm sure. Where are you, Toyum? Truck stop on I-40, 4 hours from Phoenix. Get to Maria's safe house, 90 minutes from you. Don't stop for anything. I'll have brothers waiting. And the chapter meeting. Tomorrow night, every member, this isn't my call alone. One more thing, black Chevy Tahoe, dent on rear bumper, broken tail light, my dash cam might have the plate. Send me the footage. I'll have our guy run it. Will do. And Stone, you did the right thing. Margaret would be proud. Stone's throat tightened. I hope so. He hung up. Lily was watching with wide eyes. You have a whole network. We're a club, a family. When someone hurts the innocent, we handle it. But you're Hell's Angels. Aren't you supposed to be criminals, outlaws? Stone shook his head. Some of us. But most of us are just men who don't fit anywhere else. Men who believe in protecting our own. I'm not one of your own. You are now. Stone walked toward his bike. Ever been on a motorcycle? Once when I was little. My dad, before he left. Hold on to me. Don't let go. Whatever happens, don't look back. He climbed on, started the engine. The rumble filled the night. Lily hesitated. Everything screamed this was a trap. That hope was just another prison. But she thought about those men in the bathroom, the way they'd discussed her like livestock, the life waiting in Vegas. She climbed on behind a stone, her arms wrapped around his waist. I'm scared. I know, but you're not alone anymore. They pulled out of the parking lot. The sun began to rise. 90 minutes later, they pulled up to a ranch in the middle of nowhere. Two bikes already in the driveway. Maria's safe house. Stone killed the engine. "This is it," Lily asked. "This is it." The front door opened. A woman walked out, mid-50s, silver-streaked hair, dark eyes that had seen too much. She nodded, then looked at Lily. "You must be our guest." Lily climbed off the bike on shaking legs. "I'm Lily." "I know, they called ahead." "You help people like me." Maria walked closer, stopped a few feet away, giving Lily space. "I help people who've been through hell, give them a place to hide, to heal." She rolled up her sleeve. Track marks, old, faded, but visible. "I was 15 when they got me, 16 when I escaped. Took 10 years to put myself back together." Maria held out her hand. "Now I make sure other girls don't do it alone." Lily stared at the scars. "Everyone says they want to help. Then they hurt me. Every time." "I know, but I'm not everyone." Lily looked at Maria's hand, looked at Stone, looked at the bikers on the porch. "Okay," she whispered. She took Maria's hand. For the first time in 3 years, she felt something that wasn't fear. Inside, Maria led Lily to the kitchen table. "When did you last eat?" "I don't remember." "Then we start there." She moved to the stove, started cooking. Stone sat across from Lily. "I need to ask about Crawford, about the home. I know it's hard." "You really think you can stop her?" "I think we can try." Lily wrapped her arms around herself. 14 girls, ages 10 to 17. She picks the ones who'll age about soon, ones nobody's adopting. She says we should be grateful that nobody else wants us. Stone's jaw tightened. "How long has this been going on?" "Years. Girls talk about being there 5, 6 years ago, same thing. Nobody's ever reported it. Girls have tried, they disappear. Crawford says they ran away, got placed somewhere else." Lily's voice dropped. "But we know the truth." "What truth?" "She sells the troublemakers first, the ones who fight back." She looked at her hands. "That's why she sold me." Maria set a plate in front of her. Eggs, toast, bacon. "Eat, your body needs fuel." Lily stared at the food like she'd forgotten what it was. "I can't." Small bites. No rush. Stone watched her pick up a fork with trembling hands. "The records you found, what did they show?" "Names, dates, prices." She kept a ledger, like we were inventory. "She destroyed it all." "I think so. She beat me pretty bad. I don't remember everything." Stone exchanged a look with Maria. "If we could get into that office," Maria said quietly. "Find the ledger." "It's impossible. Security, cameras, men watching the gates." "Nothing's impossible," Stone said. Lily shook her head. "You don't understand. She's connected. Police, mayor, everyone. She's untouchable." "Nobody's untouchable." "You're one club. What can you do against all that?" Stone leaned forward. "Let me tell you something about Hell's Angels. We're not heroes, not saints. Most of us have done things we're not proud of. But there's one thing we don't tolerate. One line we never cross. What? We don't hurt children, and we don't let anyone else hurt them either." Lily took a small bite of toast. "What happens now?" "Tonight my chapter meets. I tell them everything, then we decide. And me, you stay here, safe, hidden. What if she gets away with it like she always does?" Stone stood, walked to where she sat, knelt down to her eye level. "Listen to me, I know you've been let down by everyone. I know hope feels like a trap, but I made a promise to my wife. I won't break it." He put his hand on hers. "I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to stop until Crawford and everyone who helped her is burning." Lily looked into his eyes. She believed him. Bushaya. That evening, Stone sat on Maria's porch watching the sunset. His phone rang. "Stone?" Hawk's voice was tight. "We ran the plates. And Tahoe's registered to a shell company in Nevada. That company connects to 3 others. All lead back to a man named Vincent Corrado." Stone knew that name. Corrado, Vegas money, organized crime. Been on the FBI's radar for a decade. They can't pin anything on him now. So Crawford's not running this alone. Not even close. She's a supplier. Corrado's the buyer. Operations in Denver, Phoenix, Los Angeles. Stone felt the weight settle on his shoulders. This is bigger than we thought. Much bigger. But I made some calls. There's an FBI agent tracking Corrado for 2 years. Sarah Chen can't get witnesses to testify. They're all too scared. Lily's not scared. She's angry. Then she might be exactly what Chen needs. Meeting tomorrow. Off the books. And the chapter meeting. Still on, tonight. But understand something, Stone. We go after Corrado and Crawford. It won't end with arrests. These people play for keeps. They'll come for us. Our families. Everyone. Stone watched the desert turn orange and red. I don't have anything left to lose. That's what scares me. Men with nothing to lose become heroes or ghosts, sometimes both. Then I'll be both. Silence. See you tonight, brother. The line went dead. Stone sat in the quiet. 14 girls waiting to be sold. A man named Corrado counting his money. And behind him a 15-year-old learning what it felt like to be believed. Tomorrow war. Tonight Stone watched the stars appear and thought about how the worst night of his life had become the first night of someone else's salvation. Lily found him an hour later. She'd showered, changed into clean clothes, looked almost like a normal teenager, except her eyes. Her eyes were decades too old. Can't sleep, Stone asked. Keep thinking they'll find me. Every time I close my eyes, I'm in that van. Gets easier, not better, but easier. She sat beside him, drew her knees to her chest. Why do you ride with the club? Stone considered. When I came back from Vietnam, nobody wanted me. Family, country, nobody. I was angry, got in fights, did time, headed for an early grave. What changed? Margaret, she saw something I couldn't see myself, made me believe I could be more, and the club gave me brothers. Purpose. What purpose? To stand between the innocent and the monsters. To be the line evil can't cross. We're not perfect, not even good. But when everyone looks away, we don't. Silence. She sounds amazing, your wife. She was. Would she have liked me? Stone smiled. First real smile in weeks. She'd have loved you. Always had a soft spot for survivors. Lily wiped her eyes. I don't know if I'm a survivor yet. You're breathing. You're fighting. That's enough. They watched the stars. When this is over, Lily said, what happens to me? What do you want? I don't know. Never thought past 18. Always figured I'd be dead by then. Stone's heart cracked. Then we figure it out together. One day at a time. You're not alone anymore. She leaned against his shoulder. He let her. Inside, Maria watched through the window. She'd seen 1,000 survivors. Some made it. Some fell back into darkness. This one was different. Something in how Stone looked at her. Like he'd found purpose he didn't know he needed. Her phone buzzed. She looked at the message. Corrado knows. He's sending men. Be ready. Maria's blood ran cold. She looked at the man and girl on the porch, silhouetted against the stars. They had no idea what was coming. But she did, and she'd make damn sure they were ready. The chapter meeting happened at midnight. 32 Hells Angels packed into a warehouse outside Tucson. Leather, tattoos, faces that had seen the worst humanity had to offer. Hawk stood at the front, President's patch gleaming. Brothers, Stone has something to tell you. Stone walked to the center. He told them everything. The truck stop, the bathroom, the girl, Crawford, Corrado, the 14 girls still trapped. When he finished, silence. Then a man named Razor spoke up. 50 years old, 3 grandchildren. You're saying this woman's been selling kids for years right under everyone's noses. That's what I'm saying. And the cops can't touch her. She's connected, mayor, city council. Police looked the other way. Another brother tank leaned forward. Former Marine, arms like tree trunks. What are you proposing? Stone looked around the room. I'm proposing we do what the system won't. We gather evidence. We expose Crawford. We take down Corrado. And we free those girls. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Hawk raised his hand for silence. This isn't a small ask. Corrado has money, connections, men who will kill without blinking. We go after him, we're declaring war. Then we declare war, Stone said. It's not that simple. We have families, businesses, lives outside this club. So do those girls, or they would if someone hadn't stolen them. More murmurs. A younger brother, maybe 25, stood up. Prospect patch still fresh. My sister was trafficked when she was 13. We never found her. His voice cracked. I joined this club because I thought it stood for something. If we don't help these girls, what the hell do we stand for? Silence. Hawk looked around the room. We vote, all in favor of supporting Stone's mission stand. Stone held his breath. One man stood, then another, then 5 more, then 10. Within 30 seconds, every man in the room was standing. Hawk nodded. It's unanimous. Stone, you have the full support of this chapter. What do you need? Stone felt something he hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. I need surveillance on Crawford's facility. I need someone tracking Corrado's movements. I need Maria's network on standby for extraction. And I need the FBI contact Sarah Chen ready to move when we have evidence. You'll have it all. One more thing. Stone looked around the room. This isn't about revenge. It's about justice. We do this right or we don't do it at all. No unnecessary violence. No civilian casualties. We're better than the monsters we're hunting. 32 heads nodded. Hawk stepped forward and clasped Stone's shoulder. Margaret would be proud, brother. I hope so. And now let's get to work. 3 hours later, Stone returned to the safe house. Maria met him at the door. How'd it go? Unanimous. The whole chapter's in. Good, because we've got a problem. Stone's gut tightened. What kind of problem? Corrado's people. They tracked the Tahoe, figured out someone bought their merchandise. They're asking questions. Do they know who I am? Not yet, but they will. These people are thorough. How long do we have? Maybe 48 hours, maybe less. Stone walked inside. Lily was asleep on the couch, curled into a ball, frowning even in sleep. We need to move her, Maria said. I have another location, more secure, off the grid completely. Will she be safe there? Safer than here. Stone looked at the sleeping girl. 2 weeks ago, he'd been ready to die, riding toward oblivion. Nothing left to live for. Now he had something. Someone. Wake her, he said. We leave in 20 minutes. Maria nodded and moved toward the couch. Stone walked to the window. Somewhere out there, men were looking for him. Men who sold children. Men who would kill to protect their operation. Let them come. Stone had been waiting his whole life for a fight worth dying for. He'd finally found it. Lily woke to Maria's gentle touch. We have to move, sweetheart. What? Why? Bad men are looking. We need to get you somewhere safer. Fear flooded Lily's face. The same fear from the truck stop, the same terror. They found me. They always find me. Stone knelt beside her. They haven't found you. They're just looking. And they're never going to find you, I promise. You can't promise that. I just did. Lily searched his face. Why do you care so much? You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you're brave. I know you're a fighter. I know you tried to expose Crawford when everyone else looked away. Stone took her hand. You're exactly the kind of person worth protecting. Tears welled in her eyes. Nobody's ever said that to me before. Then everyone you've ever met was blind. Lily threw her arms around him. Stone froze. He couldn't remember the last time anyone had hugged him. Not since Margaret. Slowly, he wrapped his arms around her. I've got you, he whispered. I've got you. They stayed like that for a long moment. Maria watched from the doorway, wiped her eyes. We need to go. Stone nodded, released Lily. Get your things, 5 minutes. Lily stood, headed for the bedroom. Stopped at the door. Stone? Yeah, thank you for believing me. She disappeared inside. Stone stood in the quiet. For the first time since Margaret died, he didn't feel alone. They drove through the night. Maria's second safe house was 4 hours away, deep in the Arizona desert. An old mining town that had died decades ago. One road in, one road out. Easy to defend. Stone rode beside the truck, watching the mirrors for headlights. Nothing yet. Dawn was breaking when they arrived. The safe house was a converted mining office. Reinforced walls, security cameras. A panic room in the basement. Home sweet home, Maria said. Lily looked around. How long do I have to stay here? Until it's safe. What if it's never safe? Then we make it safe. Stone walked the perimeter, checked sight lines, entry points, defensive positions, old habits from Vietnam, never forgotten. This'll work, he said. For now. Maria nodded. I've got 2 men coming, former military. They'll rotate shifts watching the road. Good. What about you? Stone looked at Lily standing in the doorway watching the sunrise. I'm going to Phoenix. Lily spun around. What? No, you can't. I have to. Crawford's still operating, still selling girls. Every day we wait, another child disappears. But they're looking for you. Let them look. Stone, he walked to her. Listen to me, the only way this ends is if we stop Crawford. Stop Corrado, burn the whole operation to the ground. I can't do that from here. What if they kill you? Then I die fighting, same way I've always expected to go. Lily's eyes filled with tears. I just found you. I can't lose you too. Stone's heart broke all over again. You're not going to lose me. I've survived Vietnam, prison, 30 years of riding. I'm too stubborn to die. Lily laughed through her tears. That's not funny. It's a little funny. She hugged him again. Tighter this time. Come back, she whispered. Promise me. Stone held her, thought about Margaret, about the daughter they'd never had, about all the years of emptiness. Maybe this was why he'd survived so long. Maybe this was what he'd been waiting for. I promise. 2 hours later, Stone was back on the road. Phoenix was 6 hours away. Behind him, a 15-year-old girl watched from a window until he disappeared over the horizon. Ahead of him, a woman named Crawford was selling children. And somewhere between them, a man named Corrado was counting his money, completely unaware that death was riding toward him on a Harley-Davidson. Stone twisted the throttle. The engine roared. The war had begun. Stone hit Phoenix at noon. The heat slammed into him like a wall. 6 hours of riding through desert. 6 hours of planning. 6 hours of imagining what he'd do when he found Crawford. He pulled into a diner parking lot 3 miles from Sunshine Valley Group home. Kill the engine, and checked his phone. Hawk had sent coordinates, surveillance positions, intel on Crawford's daily routine. She left for work at 7:30 a.m., returned home at 6 p.m., church on Sundays, dinner with the mayor once a month. A saint, a monster wearing a saint's face. Stone walked into this diner, ordered coffee, sat in a booth with a clear view of the door. 20 minutes later, a woman slid into the seat across from him, mid-30s, black hair pulled back tight, sharp eyes that missed nothing. You're Stone. You're Agent Chen. She didn't offer her hand, neither did he. Hawk says you have a witness. 15-year-old girl, trafficked by Crawford 3 days ago. I bought her from the men who were taking her to Vegas. Chen's expression didn't change. Bought her. $12,000, only way to get her away from 3 armed men. That's unconventional. It worked. Chen studied him, sizing him up, deciding if he was an asset or a liability. I've been tracking Corrado for 2 years. Every time I get close, witnesses disappear. Evidence vanishes. Someone tips him off. You've got a leak. I know I've got a leak. I don't know who. So work outside the system. I am the system, Stone. I can't what save those girls? Because while you're playing by rules, Crawford's selling children right now, today. How many more have to disappear before you bend a little? Chen's jaw tightened. You think I don't know that? You think I sleep at night knowing what's happening? I think you sleep better than those girls do. Silence. Chen looked away. When she looked back, something had shifted. What do you need from me? Information. Crawford's operation. Corrado's network. Who's buying, who's selling, where the money goes. And what do I get? A witness who will testify. Evidence you can actually use. And when this is over, you get credit for bringing down the whole damn ring. Chen considered. Your witness? The girl. She'll go on record. She's already tried once. Crawford caught her, beat her, sold her as punishment. That girl has more courage than anyone I've ever met. Yeah, she'll testify. Chen pulled out a folder, slid it across the table. Corrado operates through shell companies. Nevada, Arizona, California. Money flows through a casino in Vegas, gets cleaned, comes out the other side looking legitimate. Stone opened the folder. Names, addresses, bank records. Crawford's been supplying girls for 8 years. She targets foster kids with no family connections. No one checking on them. She gets paid between 5 and 15,000 per teen girl depending on age and appearance. Stone's stomach turned. How many best estimate 47 girls since she started, maybe more. Where do they end up? Everywhere. Vegas, LA, Denver. Some get sold overseas. Mexico, Eastern Europe. Once they leave the country, we lose them. Stone closed the folder. How do we stop her? We need evidence from inside. Crawford keeps meticulous records. Always has. It's how she stayed in business so long. Everything documented. Protection in case someone tries to cut her out. Lily said she found those records. Crawford destroyed them. She destroyed copies. The originals are somewhere else. A safety deposit box. A hidden safe. Somewhere Crawford can access them if she needs leverage. Where? I don't know. That's what we need to find out. Stone thought about it. We need someone inside that group home. Impossible. Crawford vets everyone. Background checks, references. She's paranoid. What about the girls? Can we make contact? Too risky. If Crawford finds out, she'll sell them all within 24 hours. Scatter them across the country. We'd never find them. Stone slammed his fist on the table. So what the hell do we do? Chen didn't flinch. We watch, we wait. We build the case piece by piece while more girls disappear. I don't like it either. But if we move too fast, we lose everything. Corrado walks. Crawford claims she's a victim. The girls end up worse than before. Stone wanted to argue, wanted to ride straight to that group home and drag Crawford out by her hair. But Chen was right. Rage didn't save anyone. Strategy did. Fine, he said. We do it your way, for now. There's something else. Chen hesitated. Corrado knows someone interfered with his shipment. He's got people asking questions, looking for whoever bought that girl. Let him look. You don't understand. Corrado doesn't ask questions for long. He gets answers. Then he eliminates problems. I've been a problem my whole life. One more enemy doesn't scare me. It should. Corrado's killed federal witnesses, judges, a prosecutor in Nevada who got too close. He doesn't play games. Stone leaned back. Neither do I. Chen shook her head. You're either very brave or very stupid. Probably both. She almost smiled. I'll be in touch. Keep your witness safe. If anything happens to her, this whole thing falls apart. Nothing's going to happen to her. Chen stood. I hope you're right. She walked out of the diner without looking back. Stone sat alone with his coffee and a folder full of horrors. 47 girls, maybe more. All because one woman decided children were products to be sold. He finished his coffee, left a 20 on the table, walked outside into the Arizona heat. Time to do some surveillance of his own. Stone rode past Sunshine Valley Grove, home without stopping. Nice neighborhood, clean streets, manicured lawns, the kind of place where people paid HOA fees and complained about lawn ornaments. The group home sat at the end of a cul-de-sac, 2-story building, fresh paint, a sign out front with happy children on it. Sunshine Valley where every child finds home. Stone wanted to vomit. He circled the block twice, counted cameras, noted the security gate, the guard station, the men walking the perimeter. This wasn't a group home. It was a prison. He pulled into a parking lot 2 blocks away, called Hawk. I'm here. It's worse than we thought. How bad? Security like a drug compound, cameras everywhere, armed guards walking the fence line. That's not standard for a foster facility. No kidding. What's your read? Crawford's scared. She's expecting trouble. Either she knows I'm coming or she knows someone's getting close. Could be Chen's leak. Could be. What do you need? Eyes on Crawford, 24/7. I want to know everywhere she goes, everyone she talks to. If she sneezes, I want to know about it. I've got 2 brothers in Phoenix, prospect named Danny and a full patch named Ruiz. They can start tonight. Good. And I need blueprints for that building. Permits, inspection records, anything that shows the layout inside. I'll have our guy pull county records. One more thing. Chen says Crawford keeps records somewhere safe. Original documents. We find those, we've got her. Any idea where? Not yet, but she's paranoid enough to keep them close. Safety deposit box, maybe. Or somewhere on the property. I'll dig. Thanks, brother. Stone, be careful. These people don't play. Neither do we. He hung up. Across the street, a black sedan sat in a driveway. Tinted windows. Engine running. Watching. Stone felt eyes on him. He started his bike. Rode away slow, casual. Just another biker passing through. But he memorized the sedan. The plates. The position. Someone was watching the watchers. This was going to get ugly. Stone made it 2 miles before the sedan appeared in his mirror. Following, not close. Professional distance, but definitely following. He tested them, turned left, turned right, pulled into a gas station and pretended to check his phone. The sedan passed by, circled the block, came back. Definitely following. Stone considered his options, lose them. Easy enough on a bike, but then they'd know he'd spotted them. Confront them. Risky. Could be Corrado's men. Could be cops. Could be someone else entirely. Lead them somewhere useful. Use them to send a message. Stone chose option 3. He pulled out of the gas station and headed toward the industrial district. Warehouses, empty lots, the kind of place where things happened without witnesses. The sedan followed. Stone pulled into an abandoned warehouse lot, killed his engine, got off the bike, waited. The sedan pulled in 30 seconds later. 2 men got out, mid-30s, suits, the kind of muscle that came with expensive training. You're a long way from home, old man. The first one smiled, no warmth in it. I was going to say the same thing. Mr. Corrado wants to know why you're in Phoenix. Stone felt ice in his veins. Corrado already knew, faster than expected. Tell Corrado I'm visiting family. You don't have family in Phoenix. The second man took a step closer. We checked. Then I'm sightseeing. That girl you bought, where is she? Stone's hands curled into fists. What girl? The first man laughed. Don't play stupid. We know you took her. We know you paid 12 grand. We just don't know why. Maybe I'm a collector. Maybe you're a problem. The second man reached behind his back. Stone moved. 58 years old. Bad knees. Worse back. But muscle memory never forgot. He closed the distance before the gun cleared the holster. His fist connected with the man's throat. Down. The first man swung. Stone caught his arm. Twisted. Heard something pop. Scream. Stone put him on the ground, knee on his chest, hand around his throat. Tell Corrado something for me. The man gasped, struggled, couldn't move. Tell him I'm coming. Tell him I know what he does. Tell him every girl he's ever touched is going to cost him. He'll kill you. He can try. Stone squeezed. Watched the man's face turn red. One more thing. If anyone goes near that girl again, I won't leave survivors. Understand? The man nodded frantically. Stone let go. Stood up. Looked at the 2 men on the ground. One gasping for breath. One clutching his arm. Tell your boss. The Hells Angels are involved now. We don't negotiate. We don't warn twice. We just act. He walked to his bike, started the engine, rode away without looking back. Stone was 3 blocks away when his phone rang. Maria's number. His blood went cold. What's wrong? We've got a problem. Maria's voice was tight, controlled, the voice of someone trying not to panic. Lily. She's fine for now, but we had visitors. Stone pulled over. What kind of visitors? 2 men drove past the safe house twice, stopped at the end of the road, sat there for 20 minutes, then left. Did they see anything? I don't think so. The house looks abandoned from outside. But Stone, they knew to look. Someone told them where to look. Chen's leak. It had to be. Get Lily out of there, now. Already moving. I've got a 3rd location, completely off the books. Only I know about it. I'm coming back. No, you stay in Phoenix, finish what you started. I'll keep her safe. Maria and listen to me. That girl needs justice more than she needs you hovering. I've done this for 20 years. I know how to disappear. Stone closed his eyes. Every instinct screamed at him to ride back, to protect Lily himself, but Maria was right. Crawford was the source. Cut off the head and the snake dies. Call me when you're settled, every hour on the hour. If I don't hear from you, I'm coming. Understood. And Maria, keep her safe, please. I will. I promise. The line went dead. Stone sat on his bike in the Phoenix heat, hands shaking with rage. Corrado was faster than he'd thought. Better connected. More dangerous. This wasn't just a trafficking ring. This was a war. And Stone had just fired the first shot. That night, Stone met Danny and Ruiz at a bar outside Phoenix. Danny was young, 23, hungry eyes. Something to prove. Ruiz was older, 42, steady, the kind of man who'd seen everything and wasn't impressed by any of it. Hawk filled us in, Ruiz said. Trafficking ring, 14 girls, woman named Crawford. That's the short version. What's the long version? Stone told them everything. The truck stop, Lily, Corrado's men, the safe house, compromise. When he finished, Danny's face was pale. Those girls, they're just kids. That's why we're here. Ruiz leaned forward. What do you need? Surveillance on Crawford, round the clock. I want to know every move she makes. Done. I also need someone to track her finances. Bank accounts, credit cards, cash withdrawals. She's got records hidden somewhere. We need to find them. Hawk mentioned something about that. Said he's got a hacker looking into it. Good. Danny spoke up. What about the girls inside? Can't we just go get them? Stone shook his head. Crawford's got security, cameras, armed men. We go in, guns blazing. She scatters those girls across 3 states before we breach the front door. So we just wait. We wait smart, build the case, find the evidence, then we hit them so hard they never get back up. Ruiz nodded. I've got a contact, former cop, got fired for asking too many questions about Crawford's facility. He might know something useful. He set up a meeting. Tomorrow works. Stone finished his beer. One more thing. Corrado's got men in Phoenix. 2 of them found me today. There'll be more. You want protection? I want them to think they're hunting me. Keep them focused on me. They won't be looking at you. Danny frowned. That's dangerous. That's the point. Ruiz studied Stone's face. Hawk said you lost your wife recently. 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. Don't be. She'd want me here, doing this. Still, a man with nothing to lose is either an asset or a liability. Make sure you know it's which one you are. Stone met his eyes. I've got something to lose. A 15-year-old girl who's counting on me. That's more than I've had in years. Ruiz nodded slowly. Fair enough. They paid the tab and walked outside. The desert night was cool, clear, stars everywhere. Tomorrow, Ruiz said, we start surveillance at 6 a.m. I'll take first shift. I'll relieve you at noon, Danny added. Good, I'll meet with Chen, see if she's got anything new. They parted ways. Stone rode to a motel on the outskirts of Phoenix, cheap, anonymous, cash only. He checked in under a fake name, locked the door, checked the windows. Then he sat on the bed and called Maria. We're safe. Her voice was tired. New location, middle of nowhere, no one followed. Lily, sleeping. Finally, she had nightmares for hours, kept calling your name. Stone's throat tightened. Tell her I called. Tell her I'm coming back. I will. How is she really? Maria was quiet for a moment. She's strong. Stronger than she knows, but she's also broken stone. 3 days with those men. Years with Crawford before that. That kind of trauma doesn't heal easy. I know, dumb. Because this isn't a rescue mission where you ride in, save the day, and ride off into the sunset. That girl is going to need years of help. Therapy, stability, family. I know. Do you want to be her family? That Stone thought about Margaret, about the children they'd never had, about the emptiness that had defined his life for decades. Yeah, he said. I think I do. Maria was quiet. Good, because she's already decided you're her father, whether you knew it or not. Stone couldn't speak. Get some sleep, Maria said. You've got a war to fight tomorrow. Yeah. And Stone, be careful. That girl can't lose anyone else. I will. He hung up, sat in the dark, a father, him, 58 years old, criminal record, member of a motorcycle club that most of America feared, and somehow a 15-year-old girl had chosen him. Stone lay back on the bed. For the first time in 2 weeks, he felt something besides grief. He felt purpose. Morning came too fast. Stone met Ruiz's contact at a coffee shop in Tempe, former detective named Marcus Webb, 50-ish, tired eyes, the look of a man who'd seen too much and paid for it. "You're Stone." Webb didn't offer his hand. "Ruiz says you're looking into Crawford." "I am." "You're either brave or crazy, maybe both." "I've been hearing that a lot lately." Webb stirred his coffee. "I was a detective for 18 years. Good record. Commendations. Then I started looking at Sunshine Valley." "What did you find?" "But the kids disappearing. On paper, they aged out, got placed with families, ran away, but the numbers didn't add up. Too many girls vanishing without a trace." "You reported it." Webb laughed bitterly. "I tried. Went to my captain. He told me to drop it. Went to internal affairs. They said there was no evidence. Went to the district attorney. She said Crawford was a respected community member." "Let me guess, Crawford's connected to all of them." "Connected, she owns them. Campaign donations, charity events. She's got her fingers in every pocket that matters." "So they fired you." "Officially, I was let go for insubordination. Unofficially, I was getting too close to something someone wanted buried." Stone leaned forward. "What were you close to?" Webb hesitated. "I found a pattern. Every 6 months, Crawford moves money, large amounts, cash. It goes somewhere outside the banking system. Where, I don't know, I got fired before I could trace it. But I think that's where her records are. Her insurance, proof of everything she's done." "How do I find it?" "You'd need to follow the money. Watch her during one of those transfers. See where she goes." "When's the next transfer due?" Webb pulled out a notebook, flipped through pages. "If the pattern holds 3 days from now," Stone felt adrenaline spike through him. "You're sure? Every 6 months like clockwork." "She's paranoid, but she's also predictable." "I need everything you have, notes, dates, anything." Webb slid the notebook across the table. "Take it. I've been waiting 5 years for someone to finish what I started." "Why didn't you do it yourself?" "Because I have a family, a wife, kids. Crawford made it very clear what would happen if I kept digging." Stone understood. "Thank you." Webb stood. "Don't thank me yet. Thank me when those girls are free." He walked out. Stone sat with the notebook. 3 days. 3 days until Crawford moved her money. 3 days until they could find her records. 3 days until they brought her down. His phone buzzed. "Chen, we need to talk, now." "What's wrong?" "Someone's been asking about your witness, by name, Lily Torres." Stone's blood ran cold. "Who?" "I don't know. But they're offering money for information. $50,000 to anyone who can locate her." 50,000. Corrado was serious. "She's hidden, off the grid." "She better be, because whoever finds her won't be asking questions. They'll be cleaning up loose ends." Stone gripped the phone so hard it creaked. "I need that leak found, now." "I'm working on it." "Work faster." He hung up. $50,000 for a 15-year-old girl who'd had the courage to tell the truth. Stone rode straight to his motel, packed his things, checked out. If Corrado's men were still looking, they'd find this place eventually. Better to keep moving, stay unpredictable. He found a different motel, different part of town. Paid cash again. Then he called Maria. "They're offering 50,000 for Lily." Silence. "How do they know her name?" "Someone talked. Chen's got a leak in her department." "Can we trust Chen?" Stone thought about it. "I don't know. But we can't trust anyone else either." "What do you want me to do?" "Stay dark. No calls unless it's emergency. Change locations every 48 hours. Trust no one." "Stone, we can't run forever." "We won't. 3 days. Crawford's moving money in 3 days. We follow her, find her records, then this ends. And if we don't find them, then we find another way. But we're not giving up. Not on those girls, not on Lily." Maria was quiet. "She wants to talk to you." Stone heard shuffling, then Lily's voice. Stone. Hey kid, how are you holding up? Scared, but okay. She paused. Maria told me. About the money. $50,000. That's what I'm worth to them. You're worth more than they could ever count. They're going to find me, aren't they? No. You can't promise that. I just did. Stone. Listen to me, Lily. I've spent my whole life fighting. Fighting in wars. Fighting in prison. Fighting on the streets. I've never had something worth fighting for. Until now. He heard her crying softly. You're worth every fight I've got left. And I've got a lot left. Understand? Yeah, her voice was small. Yeah, I understand. Good. Now stay with Maria. Trust her and wait for me. I will. I'll see you soon. Promise. Stone closed his eyes. Promise. The line went dead. Stone sat in his motel room, 3 days until Crawford moved her money. 3 days until they could find her records. 3 days until this war turned. He looked at Webb's notebook. Pages of notes, dates, patterns. Everything they needed was in there, somewhere. His phone buzzed. Danny. Stone, we've got a problem. What? Crawford's making moves. She's pulling girls out of the facility. What do you mean pulling out? Vans showed up an hour ago. They've loaded 6 girls so far. They're moving them. Stone's heart stopped. Where? We don't know. Different vans, different directions. We can't follow them all. She knows. She knows we're watching. What do we do? Stone's mind raced. If Crawford scattered those girls, they'd never find them. 14 children spread across the country. Sold, disappeared, gone forever. 3 days. They didn't have 3 days anymore. They had hours, maybe less. Stay on Crawford. Don't lose her. I'm coming. He grabbed his keys, ran for his bike. The war wasn't coming in 3 days. The war was happening now. Stone pushed the Harley past 90. Wind screamed in his ears. The desert blurred into streaks of brown and gold. His phone was jammed against his ear, Danny's voice fighting through the noise. She's loading more girls. 8 now. 2 vans already left. Where's Crawford? Still inside, supervising. Don't let her leave. Whatever happens, don't let her leave that building. How are we supposed to stop her? Figure it out. Stone killed the call and pushed harder. The speedometer touched 100. 14 girls, 8 already loaded, 6 more inside. If Crawford scattered them across the country, it was over. Years of evidence, dozens of victims, all gone in a matter of hours. He couldn't let that happen. 20 minutes to Phoenix, 20 minutes that felt like 20 years. Stone's phone rang again. Ruiz. I'm tailing one of the vans, heading east on I-10, 3 girls inside. Can you stop it? Not without backup. Driver's armed. There's a second man in the passenger seat. Stay on them, don't engage. Just don't lose them. Copy. Another call coming in. Chen. Stone switched over. What the hell is happening? Chen's voice was sharp, angry, scared. Crawford's running, moving the girls. She knows we're watching. How quick down? Your leak has to be. I'm working on it. Work faster. We're losing them, Chen, right now. Every minute you waste is another girl gone. I can have a team there in 2 hours. We don't have 2 hours. We don't have 2 minutes. Then what do you want me to do? Stone made a decision. Send your team, but I'm not waiting. Stone, if you go in there without authorization, then arrest me later, after those girls are safe. He hung up. The Phoenix skyline appeared on the horizon. Stone twisted the throttle until his hands ached. He hit Sunshine Valley at 2:47 p.m. The security gate was open. Strange, Danny said they'd been loading vans all morning. Why leave the gate open unless it was a trap? Stone didn't care. He rode straight through. The parking lot was chaos. 2 vans still loading, men shouting, girls crying. A guard saw Stone coming and reached for his gun. Too slow. Stone's bike slammed into him at 40 miles an hour. The guard flew backward, hit the ground, didn't get up. Stone ditched the bike and rolled, came up running. Danny appeared from behind a dumpster, gun drawn. About time. How many guards? 6 that I've seen, maybe more inside. Girls, 4 still in the building. Crawford's with them. Then that's where I'm going. Stone, wait. but he was already moving. The front door was locked. Stone didn't slow down. He put his shoulder into it. Wood splintered. Hinges screamed. Inside. A guard turned, surprised, hand going for his weapon. Stone hit him before he could draw. Once, twice, 3 times, the guard dropped, shouting from upstairs. Stone took the stairs 2 at a time. Hallway, 4 doors, all closed. He kicked the first one open. Empty. Second door, empty. Third door. Guard spun around, gun raised, Stone ducked. The shot went wide. He tackled the guard. They went down hard. Stone's fist found the man's temple. Once, twice. Silence. Fourth door, locked. Stone backed up, kicked. The door held. Kicked again. Wood cracked. Third kick. The door exploded inward. Crawford stood in the center of the room. 4 girls huddled behind her, ages 10 to 15. Terrified, Crawford held a gun, pointed at the youngest girl's head. "Don't move." Stone froze. "Put it down," he said. "You put yours down." "I don't have one." Crawford laughed, high, nervous, the laugh of someone watching their world collapse. "Hell's angels, riding in to save the day. How noble." "Let the girls go." "Why would I do that? They're worth money, a lot of money, more than you could ever imagine." "It's over, Crawford. The FBI knows. My club knows. Everyone knows." "Then I've got nothing to lose." She pressed the gun harder against the little girl's head. The girl whimpered. "Please," she whispered, "please don't hurt me." Stone's heart cracked. "Her name," he said. "What's her name?" Crawford frowned. "What?" "The girl. What's her name?" "Why does it matter?" "Because she's not inventory. She's not merchandise. She's a child. And you're going to let her go." Crawford's hand trembled. "Sophie," the girl whispered. "My name is Sophie." Stone looked at her, saw the terror in her eyes, the same terror he'd seen in Lily's eyes 3 days ago. "Sophie," he said, "I'm going to get you out of here, I promise." "Don't make promises you can't keep," Crawford snapped. "I always keep my promises." Sirens in the distance. Crawford heard them too. Her face changed, fear replacing arrogance. "They're coming for you," Stone said. "It's over. Let the girls go. Maybe they'll show mercy." "Mercy?" Crawford laughed bitterly. "You think I'll get mercy after 8 years, after everything I've done? That's your choice, but those girls didn't choose this. They deserve a chance." The sirens grew louder. Crawford's hand shook harder. Stone saw his opening. He moved. Crawford swung the gun toward him. Fired. The bullet caught Stone in the shoulder. Pain exploded through his arm. He didn't stop. His hand closed around Crawford's wrist. Twisted. The gun clattered to the floor. Crawford screamed. Stone threw her against the wall, pinned her there. "Sophie," he said, "get the other girls. Go downstairs. Find the men on motorcycles. They'll keep you safe." Sophie stared at him, at the blood spreading across his shirt. "You're hurt. I've had worse. Go. Now." Sophie grabbed the other girl's hands. They ran. Stone looked at Crawford. She was crying, mascara running down her face. The saint's mask finally crumbling. "Why?" Stone asked. "Why did you do it?" "You wouldn't understand." "Try me." Crawford's face twisted. "Because nobody cared. Those girls, throwaway children, nobody wanted them. Nobody loved them. I gave them purpose. I gave them value. You sold them. I gave them what the system never could. A price tag. Proof that someone wanted them even if it was just for their bodies." Stone felt sick. "You're a monster." "I'm a businesswoman. Supply and demand, economics. You'd understand if you weren't so wrapped up in your biker morality. There's no economy that justifies selling children." Crawford smiled, even now, even caught. She smiled. "Corrado will kill you. You know that, right? You and everyone you love. He doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget." "Neither do I." Footsteps on the stairs. Danny burst through the door, gun raised. "Stone, you good?" "I'm good. Get her out of here." Danny grabbed Crawford, hauled her to her feet. "FBI's 3 minutes out." Ruiz stopped one of the vans, recovered 3 girls. The other van, still tracking. Brothers from Tucson are intercepting. "And the girls from here, all 4 accounted for, safe." Stone leaned against the wall. The pain in his shoulder was getting worse. Stone, Danny's voice was worried. You're bleeding, Beth. I noticed. We need to get you to a hospital. After. After what? After I make sure every girl is safe. After Crawford's in custody. After this is finished. Danny shook his head. You're stubborn as hell. Had to get it from somewhere. They walked downstairs. The parking lot was swarming with FBI agents, local police, ambulances. Chen stood in the center, directing traffic. She saw Stone, saw the blood. Her face went pale. You idiot. You're welcome. You could have died. But I didn't. Chen shook her head. We recovered 11 girls so far. The Tucson brothers stopped the second van. That's 3 more. Ruiz has 3. That's 17. Lily makes 18. Crawford said there were more over the years. We'll find them. The records are somewhere. Crawford knows where. Make her talk. We will. A paramedic approached Stone, started examining his shoulder. Through and through, the paramedic said. You're lucky. Missed the artery. Doesn't feel lucky. It will when the shock wears off. Stone let them work on him. Watched as Crawford was loaded into an FBI vehicle. Watched as the girls were wrapped in blankets, given water, treated like human beings for probably the first time in years. Sophie stood by one of the ambulances. She was watching Stone. He walked over. Hey, kid. You got shot. I did. Does it hurt? Yeah. Sophie was quiet for a moment. Why did you do it? Come in there like that. Stone thought about it. Because someone had to. But you got hurt. Some things are worth getting hurt for. Sophie's eyes filled with tears. Nobody's ever fought for me before. Stone knelt down, met her eyes. That changes today. From now on, you've got people fighting for you, me, the FBI, everyone here. You're not alone anymore. Sophie threw her arms around his neck. Stone hugged her back, gently, carefully. Are you my daddy? She whispered. The words hit Stone like a second bullet. No, sweetheart, but I'll make sure you find your way home. Sophie pulled back, wiped her eyes. Promise. Promise. Also. A social worker approached, gently led Sophie toward a waiting vehicle. Stone watched her go. Chen appeared beside him. We need to talk. About what? The leak. I found it. Stone turned. Who? Agent Morrison. He's been feeding information to Corrado for 3 years, tipping him off about investigations, helping witnesses disappear. Where is he, Combe? In custody. He's talking, trying to cut a deal. What's he saying? Chen's face was grim. Corrado knows about the raid. He knows Crawford's been taken, and he knows about Lily. Stone's blood went cold. What about Lily? Morrison gave up her location, the second safe house. Corrado's men are already moving. Stone grabbed Chen's arm. When, an hour ago, maybe more. Stone was already running. His shoulder screamed, his vision blurred. He didn't care. Maria, Lily, the safe house. An hour. Corrado's men had an hour head start. Stone reached his bike, realized it was destroyed from the earlier impact. Danny keys, Ishau. Danny tossed his keys without question. Stone caught them, jumped on Danny's Harley, fired the engine. Stone, you can't ride like that. You'll bleed out. He didn't hear. He was already gone. Stone pushed the bike past its limits. The desert flew past in a blur of brown and orange. His shoulder throbbed with every heartbeat. Blood soaked through the bandage the paramedic had wrapped. He didn't care. Maria wasn't answering her phone. Neither was Lily. 45 minutes to the safe house. 45 minutes of imagining the worst. His phone rang. Hawk. Stone, what's happening? Corrado's men are heading for Lily. FBI leak gave up her location. How far out? They had an hour head start. I'm 45 minutes away. I'm scrambling brothers from Tucson. They're closer. 20 minutes. Tell them to hurry. Stone, you need to prepare yourself. For what? Silence. For whatever you find when you get there. Stone ended the call. He pushed harder. The speedometer touched 120. The safe house came into view 23 minutes later. Stone had broken every speed limit in Arizona. He didn't care. What he saw made his heart stop. 2 vehicles in the driveway, black SUVs, doors open, no movement. Stone killed the engine. drew the gun he'd taken from one of Crawford's guards, approached slowly. The front door was open, bullet holes in the frame. Stone stepped inside. Bodies. 2 men in the living room. Corrado's men. Dead. A third in the hallway. Also dead. But there was blood that wasn't theirs, a trail leading toward the back of the house. Stone followed it. His hands were shaking, from blood loss, from fear, from both. The trail led to a bedroom. Maria sat against the wall. She'd been shot twice, chest and stomach. She was still breathing. Barely. Maria, her eyes open, focused on him. Stone. Her voice was a whisper. They came. 4 of them. Where's Lily? I killed 3, the 4th. She coughed, blood on her lips. The 4th took her. Stone's world collapsed. Where did he take her? I don't know. He said Corrado wanted her alive, wanted to make an example. How long ago? 10 minutes, maybe 15. Stone pulled out his phone, called Hawk. Lily's gone. One of Corrado's men took her, heading somewhere. I need every brother in the state looking for black SUVs. On it. Stone hung up, looked at Maria. I'm getting you help. Don't bother. Maria smiled weakly. I've been dying since I was 16, Stone. This is just the end of a long goodbye. Don't talk like that. Listen to me. She grabbed his hand with surprising strength. Corrado has a place, private airfield outside Vegas. He uses it to move girls out of the country. If he's making an example, that's where he'll take her. How do you know? Because that's where he took me, 30 years ago, before I escaped. Stone stared at her. You were one of his victims. Why do you think I've spent my life fighting him? Maria coughed again. More blood. I've been waiting decades for someone brave enough to finish this. Don't let me down. I won't. Promise me something. Anything. Save that girl. Give her the life I never had. Stone's eyes burned. I promise. Maria smiled. Margaret chose well. You're a good man, Stone. Better than you know. Her hand went limp. Her eyes closed. Stone knelt beside her for a long moment. Then he stood, wiped his eyes, walked out of that house. The Tucson brothers arrived 5 minutes later. 8 bikes, 8 men ready for war. Stone told them what happened. Corrado's got her, he said, heading for a private airfield outside Vegas. We need to move, now. One of the brothers, a man named Cutter, stepped forward. That's a 4-hour ride and you're bleeding out. Then I'll bleed out on the way. Stone, that girl is everything. Do you understand? She's the only thing that matters. I'm not stopping until she's safe. So either ride with me or get out of my way. Cutter looked at the other brothers. One by one they nodded. We ride with you, Cutter said. To the end. Stone mounted his bike. 8 Hells Angels fell in behind him. Vegas was 4 hours away. Lily was somewhere in between. And Corrado was about to learn what happened when you threatened a Hells Angels family. They rode through the night. Stone's vision blurred. His shoulder screamed. The bandage had soaked through twice. He kept going. Hawk called with updates. APBs out on all black SUVs, FBI mobilizing, local police notified, nothing. Corrado's man had disappeared. But Maria had been right about one thing. Corrado liked making examples. He liked showing people what happened when they crossed him. He wouldn't kill Lily quickly. He'd want an audience. He'd want Stone to watch. That meant the airfield. That meant Vegas. Stone pushed harder. 3 hours into the ride, his phone rang. Unknown number. He answered anyway. Stone. A voice he didn't recognize. Smooth, cultured, the voice of a man who'd never gotten his hands dirty. Corrado. So you know who I am. Good. That saves time. Where is she? Straight to business. I respect that. A pause. The girl is alive for now. If you hurt her, you'll ride your motorcycle into my compound, kill everyone in your way. Please, you're one man. That bleeding, exhausted old man. You're not a threat. Then why are you calling? Silence. Because I want you to understand something. This isn't about the girl. It isn't about Crawford or the money or the operation. This is about respect. You cost me 3 years of careful planning. You destroyed a network I spent decades building. That requires a response. So respond. Come after me. Leave the girl out of it. That's not how this works. The girl testified. She gave names. She identified my people. She's a liability. She's a child. She's a witness. Stone's grip tightened on the handlebars. What do you want? I want you to suffer. I want you to know as you ride toward your inevitable death that you failed. That everything you did was for nothing. That the girl you bought for $12,000 will be sold again and again and again until there's nothing left. You're a monster. I'm a businessman and business must be protected. Corrado, listen to me carefully. I don't care how many men you have. I don't care how much money you've spent. I don't care if I die trying. I'm coming for you. And when I find you, I'm going to burn everything you've ever built, everything you've ever touched, everything you've ever loved. Do you understand? Silence on the line. Then Corrado laughed. I look forward to watching you, Trista. The line went dead. Stone rode faster. 1 hour to Vegas, 1 hour to find Lily, 1 hour to end this war. Behind him, 8 brothers matched his pace. Ahead, the lights of Las Vegas began to glow on the horizon. And somewhere in between, a 15-year-old girl was waiting for someone to save her. Stone wasn't going to let her swim. Not today. Not ever. The Vegas lights burned against the night sky like a fever dream. Stone had lost feeling in his left arm 20 miles back. The bandage was black with dried blood. His vision kept tunneling, then expanding, then tunneling again. He didn't stop. Cutter pulled alongside him, shouted over the wind, Stone, we need to stop. You're going to pass out. After. After what? After you're dead. After I get her back. Cutter fell back, said something to the other brothers. Stone didn't hear, didn't care. His phone rang. Hawk. We found the airfield. Maria was right. Private strip 15 miles north of Vegas. Corrado owns it through 3 shell companies. How many men? Satellite shows at least 12 vehicles. Could be 30, 40 people. And Lily, no visual, but a plane landed an hour ago. Small jet. International range. Stone's stomach dropped. He's moving her out of the country. That's what we think. How long until takeoff? Unknown. Could be minutes. Could be hours. I need backup. FBI's mobilizing. Chen's got a tactical team 20 minutes out. That's too long. Stone, you can't take that compound with 8 men. It's suicide. Then I die trying. Silence. Hawk, if I don't make it out of this, tell the club what happened. Tell them about Lily, about Crawford, about all of it. Make sure people know. You can tell them yourself. Just promise me. Long pause. I promise, brother. Stone ended the call. 12 miles to the airfield. 12 miles to Lily. 12 miles to the end. The airfield appeared out of the darkness like a wound in the desert. Chain link fence, guard towers, floodlights cutting through the night. Stone counted vehicles. 14. More than Hawk said. He counted men. At least 20 visible. Probably more inside. 9 Hell's Angels against 40 armed men. Impossible odds. Perfect odds for legends. Stone killed his engine a quarter mile out. The brothers followed. Listen up, he said. His voice was steady despite the blood loss. Corrado's got the girl somewhere in that compound. A plane's waiting to take her out of the country. We need to find her before that happens. Cutter checked his weapon. What's the play? 2 teams. First team hits the front gate, makes noise, draws attention. Second team goes around back, finds Lily. Who's on which team? I'm going in the back, alone. Like hell you are. Cutter, look at me. Stone gestured to his shoulder. I'm already dead. I just haven't stopped moving yet. But I can still fight. I can still get to her. You hit the front. Give me time. Cutter shook his head. You're the craziest son of a bitch I've ever met. I'll take that as a compliment. Cutter turned to the brothers. You heard him. Front gate. Maximum chaos. Buy him as much time as we can. Nods all around. Stone looked at each of them. These men. These strangers who'd ridden 4 hours through the night to help save a girl they'd never met. Thank you, he said. All of you. Thank us after, Cutter said. When the girl's safe and Corrado's burning. Stone nodded, started walking toward the back fence. alone, in the dark, with 40 men between him and Lily. The fence was 8 feet high, razor wire at the top. Stone found a section hidden from the floodlights, pulled out wire cutters he'd borrowed from one of the brothers. Started cutting. His shoulder screamed with every movement. Blood dripped from his fingers. He kept going. 3 minutes later, he had a hole big enough to crawl through. He squeezed through, felt the wire tear his jacket, his skin. Didn't matter. Inside, voices ahead, 2 guards walking patrol. Stone pressed himself against a storage container. Waited. The guards passed. He moved. Building to building, shadow to shadow. Every step was agony. Every breath was fire. But he kept moving. Because somewhere in this compound, Lily was waiting. The explosion hit like thunder. Cutter's team. Front gate. Maximum chaos. Gunfire erupted. Shouts. Screams. The compound came alive with confusion. Stone used it. He ran toward the main building. Guards were flooding toward the front, toward the noise, away from him. He reached a side door, locked. Stone kicked it. Once. Twice. His wounded shoulder nearly gave out. Third kick. The door flew open. Inside, a hallway empty, everyone rushing toward the fight. Stone moved fast. Checking rooms, storage, offices. Empty, empty, empty. Then he heard it. Crying, soft, muffled, coming from the end of the hallway. Stone ran, found a steel door. Heavy, industrial. Locked. He looked around, found a fire extinguisher. Grabbed it. Swung it against the lock. Once. Twice. 3 times. The lock shattered. Stone pulled the door open. Lily sat in the corner. Hands tied. Gag in her mouth. Eyes red from crying. But alive. She saw him. Her eyes went wide. Stone crossed the room. Pulled the gag from her mouth. Cut her restraints. Stone. She threw her arms around him. Stone, you came. I told you I would. They were going to put me on a plane. Send me somewhere. I heard them talking about Russia. It doesn't matter, you're safe now. But there are so many of them. How are we going to one step at a time? Can you walk? I think so. Then we move. Stay behind me. Do exactly what I say. Lily nodded. Stone led her into the hallway. The gunfire outside was intensifying. Cutter's team was holding, but they couldn't last forever. Stone found a window, checked outside, clear path to the fence, maybe 200 yards. When I say run, you run. Don't stop. Don't look back. Get to the fence. There's a hole. Go through it. Keep going until you hit the road. Someone will find you. What about you? I'll be right behind you. Lily grabbed his arm. You're lying. I can see it in your eyes. Lily, I'm not leaving without you. You don't have a choice. Yes, I do, and I choose to stay. Stone looked at this girl, this 15-year-old who'd been through hell and back, who'd been sold, beaten, drugged, and nearly shipped out of the country. Still fighting, still refusing to give up. You're stubborn as hell, he said. I learned from the best. Despite everything, Stone smiled. Fine, together then. They moved toward the exit, made it 10 feet before a voice stopped them cold. Going somewhere. Stone spun. A man stood at the end of the hallway. 50s, silver hair, expensive suit. Corrado. He held a gun, pointed at Stone's chest. I have to admit, Corrado said, I'm impressed. Shot, bleeding, outnumbered. And still you came. I told you I would. So you did. Corrado stepped closer. The question is, what now? You can't fight me. You can barely stand. I've been underestimated before. This isn't underestimation. This is mathematics. You're dying. Your friends outside are dying. And in about 5 minutes, my men will overwhelm them and we'll be back to business as usual. Except Crawford's in custody. Your network's exposed. The FBI knows everything. Networks can be rebuilt. Crawford can be replaced. This is a setback, nothing more. Stone positioned himself between Corrado and Lily. Let her go. She's just a kid. She doesn't matter to your operation anymore. On the contrary, she matters very much. She's the one who started all this. She's the one who found Crawford's records. She's the one who gave names to the FBI. Corrado's eyes went cold. She's the one who needs to disappear. Over my dead body. That can be arranged. Corrado raised his gun. Stone moved. He knew he couldn't reach Corrado. Knew the bullet would hit him before he got close. But if he could draw fire, Lily might have a chance. The gun fired. Stone waited for the impact. It didn't come. Instead, Corrado stumbled. A red bloom spreading across his chest. Behind him, Agent Chen stood with her weapon drawn. Federal agent, drop the weapon. Corrado turned, disbelief on his face. How? Chen fired again. Corrado fell. Silence. Stone stared at Chen. You're early. Tactical team hit traffic. I didn't. She lowered her weapon. Is the girl okay? Lily stepped out from behind Stone. I'm okay. Chen nodded. Then let's get you both out of here. They moved toward the exit. Corrado's voice stopped them. It won't matter. Stone turned. Corrado lay on the ground, blood pooling beneath him. But he was smiling. You think this ends with me? I'm one man. One piece of a machine that's been running for decades. Kill me, and someone else takes my place. Tomorrow. Next week. Next year. This never ends. Stone walked back, stood over Corrado. You're right. There will be others. But you know what? There will be people like me too. People who don't look away, who don't give up, who keep fighting no matter what. He knelt down. You spent your whole life treating people like products, buying and selling human beings like they were livestock. And now you're bleeding out on a warehouse floor and no one's coming to save you. No one's offering money for your life. You're dying alone, worthless, exactly like you made those girls feel. Corrado's smile faded. Go to hell. After you. Stone stood, walked away, didn't look back. Outside, the gunfire had stopped. FBI tactical vehicles surrounded the compound. Corrado's men were on their knees, hands behind their heads. Cutter stood by the front gate, bloody but alive. Stone, he ran over it. She's safe. Cutter looked at Lily, at Stone, at the blood covering both of them. You crazy son of a bitch. You actually did it. We did it, all of us. The other brothers gathered around, 7 of them. One was missing. Where's Razor? Stone asked. Silence. Cutter shook his head. Didn't make it. Took 3 of them with him, but Stone closed his eyes. Another death. Another sacrifice. He died a hero, Cutter said. He died for something that mattered. Stone nodded. Make sure his family knows. Make sure they know he saved lives tonight. I will. Paramedics rushed towards Stone, started checking his wounds. Sir, we need to get you to a hospital, now. After. After what? Stone looked at Lily. She was standing in the middle of the chaos, watching the FBI round up Corrado's men, watching the operation that had tried to destroy her fall apart. She looked at Stone. It's really over. It's really over. And what happens now? Stone thought about it. What did happen now, Corrado was dead. Crawford was in custody. The network was exposed. But Lily was still a 15-year-old girl with no family, no home, no future. Now, Stone said, we figure out the rest together. Lily's eyes filled with tears. Together. I made a promise to Maria. Before she died, I told her I'd save you, give you the life she never had. Maria's dead. Stone nodded. She fought for you, killed 3 of Corrado's men before they got her. She was a warrior, a survivor, and she believed in you. Lily started crying. Stone pulled her close, held her tight. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm sorry for everything you've been through. I'm sorry for everyone you've lost. But I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Promise, promise, oh Mom. They stood like that for a long time, a 58-year-old biker and a 15-year-old survivor, covered in blood, surrounded by chaos, but together. Finally together. Chen approached. Stone, we need statements from both of you. Can it wait? Technically no, but I'll make an exception. She looked at Lily. You're a brave kid. What you did testifying, fighting back, that took guts. Lily wiped her eyes. I didn't feel brave. I was scared the whole time. That's what brave is, being scared and doing it anyway. Chen turned to Stone. The paramedics are right. You need a hospital. Now. That shoulder's not going to fix itself. I know. So let them take you. Stone looked at Lily. Will you come with me? Where? To the hospital. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Not tonight. Not ever. Lily nodded. Okay. They walked toward the ambulance together. Stone's legs finally gave out halfway there. He collapsed. Lily screamed. Paramedics rushed over, loaded him onto a stretcher. Stone, stay with me. His vision was fading, everything going gray, but he could still hear Lily's voice. Don't leave me. You promised. You promised. Stone reached for her hand, found it, squeezed. Not going anywhere, he whispered. Just need a little rest. The world went dark. Stone woke up to fluorescent lights and the smell of antiseptic, hospital room, machines beeping, an IV in his arm, and a weight on his chest. He looked down. Lily was asleep in a chair beside his bed, her head resting on his chest, her hand clutching his. Stone smiled. The door opened. Hawk walked in. You're awake. Apparently. Hawk pulled up a chair, sat down heavily. You lost a lot of blood. Doctors said another 30 minutes and you'd have been dead. I've always been lucky. Lucky isn't the word I'd use. Hawk shook his head. Crazy, stubborn, suicidal. Those fit better. I prefer determined. Call it whatever you want. You're alive. The girl's safe. Corrado's dead. Crawford's talking to the FBI trying to cut a deal. Will she get one? Doubtful. Chen says they've got enough evidence to put her away for life. The girls are testifying, all of them, including Lily. Stone looked at the sleeping girl. She's been through so much. She's strong, like someone else I know. Stone was quiet for a moment. Maria didn't make it. I heard. She died protecting Lily, died fighting the man who'd sold her 30 years ago. Hawk nodded. We'll honor her. Properly. When this is all done. Thank you. Hawk leaned back. What are you going to do after? What do you mean with her? Hawk gestured to Lily. She's got no family, no home. The state's going to put her back in the system. Stone felt something harden inside him. No, they're not. Stone, I'll adopt her, officially, legally, whatever it takes. Hawk raised an eyebrow. You a father, why not? I've got a house, money, time, and she needs someone. It's a big commitment. I know. She's got trauma, years of it. She'll need therapy, support, patience. I know. And you're 58 years old with a bullet hole in your shoulder. I know all of that. Stone met Hawk's eyes. But I also know what it feels like to be alone. To feel like nobody wants you. Nobody cares. I spent decades feeling that way. Until Margaret. Until the club. He looked at Lily again. She deserves someone who fights for her. Someone who won't give up. Someone who will be there no matter what. He paused. I want to be that person. Hawk was quiet for a long time. Margaret would be proud. I hope so. She would, trust me. Lily stirred, her eyes opened slowly. Stone? Hey kid, you're awake, Mentrayi. I'm awake. She sat up, wiped sleep from her eyes. The doctor said you almost died. Almost doesn't count. Don't joke about it. Her voice cracked. I thought I lost you. I thought, hey. Stone reached for her hand. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. You keep saying that. Because it's true. Lily looked at him. Really looked. What happens now to me? Stone glanced at Hawk. Hawk nodded. There's something I want to ask you, Stone said, but I want you to think about it. Really think. Don't just say yes because you feel like you have to. What is it? Stone took a breath. I want to adopt you. Officially, legally. I want to be your family. Lily's eyes went wide. What? You don't have to answer now. I know it's a lot. I know you barely know me, but I made a promise. To Maria, to myself, to you. I said I wouldn't let you go back into the system. I meant it. Lily was crying. You want to be my dad, if you'll have me. But I'm broken. I'm messed up. I've got problems. So many problems. So do I. We can be broken together. Lily laughed through her tears. That's not how it works. Says who? She looked at him. At this man who'd paid $12,000 to save her. Who'd ridden through the desert with a bullet in his shoulder. Who'd faced down a crime lord to bring her home. Yes, she whispered. Yes, yes, I want you to be my dad. Stone pulled her into a hug, held her tight. Hawk quietly slipped out of the room, left them alone. Father and daughter, finally home. 6 months later. Stone stood in the hallway of the Maricopa County Courthouse, adjusting his tie for the 100th time. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. Lily laughed at him. You've faced down traffickers and crime lords. You're nervous about a judge. Those were easy, this matters. It mattered then too. Different kind of mattering. The courthouse doors opened. A woman in a business suit stepped out. Mr. Davidson, they're ready for you. Stone took a breath. Lily grabbed his hand. Together. They walked in. The courtroom was small, quiet, nothing like the chaos Stone had expected. A judge sat behind a wooden bench, white hair, kind eyes. The kind of face that had seen everything and still believed in second chances. Mr. Stone Davidson, the judge asked. Yes, ma'am. And you're petitioning to adopt Lily Torres. Yes, ma'am. The judge looked at the file in front of her. I've reviewed your case, your background, your criminal record. Stone's heart sank. I've also reviewed the letters of support from the FBI, from Agent Sarah Chen, from the Hellsangels Motorcycle Club leadership, from 17 girls whose lives were saved because of your actions. She looked up. This is an unusual case. You're a 58-year-old man with a history of violence, a member of an organization that many consider dangerous. Stone said nothing. But I've also read Lily's statement, her testimony about what you did for her, what you sacrificed. The judge turned to Lily. Young lady, do you understand what adoption means? Yes, ma'am. It means Mr. Davidson becomes your legal father. Forever. No going back. I know. And that's what you want. Lily looked at Stone. He's already my father. This just makes it official. The judge smiled. I've been doing this job for 32 years. I've seen a lot of families. Some by blood, some by choice. The best ones are always the ones where people choose each other. She picked up her gavel. Based on the evidence, the testimonies, and my own assessment of the situation, I hereby grant the petition for adoption. As of today, Lily Torres is legally Lily Davidson. The gavel came down. Stone felt tears streaming down his face. Lily threw her arms around him. Dad. The word hit him like a freight train. Dad. Stone held her tight. I've got you. I've got you, sweetheart. You always did. They stood like that for a long time. Father and daughter, finally official, finally home. The courtroom doors opened. 20 Hells Angels stood in the hallway. Full colors, full patches. Cutter at the front. Well, Cutter asked. Lily grinned. Say hello to Lily Davidson. Cheers erupted. 20 bikers surrounded them, hugging, laughing, crying. These tough men who'd ridden through gunfire without flinching, reduced to tears by a piece of paper and a gavel strike. Hawk pushed through the crowd. Congratulations, brother. Stone clasped his hand. Thank you for everything. You did the hard part. We just helped. Still, I couldn't have done this without the club. Hawk nodded. Margaret would be proud. You know that, right? Stone touched the photo in his pocket. Margaret's face. Her smile. I hope so. I know so. They walked out of the courthouse into the Arizona sunshine. 20 motorcycles lined the street, chrome gleaming, engines waiting. Cutter handed Lily a helmet. You know how to ride yet? Lily looked at Stone. Dad's been teaching me. Then today you ride with us, as family. Lily's eyes went wide. Really? Really? She looked at Stone. He nodded. Lily climbed onto the back of Cutter's bike, put on the helmet, gave a thumbs up. Stone mounted his own Harley. The shoulder still ached, probably always would, a reminder of what he'd survived, what they'd survived. Hawk pulled up beside him. Where to? Stone thought about it. Home. Then there's someone I need to visit. They rode. 21 motorcycles thundering through the streets of Phoenix, turning heads, drawing stares, people wondering what kind of parade this was, if only they knew. They reached Stone's house an hour later. Small, quiet, a garden in the front that Margaret had planted years ago. Lily had been living here for 6 months, learning what home felt like, learning what family meant. Stone walked inside. Margaret's photo still hung on the wall, her eyes watching over everything. I did it, Stone said to the photograph. I kept my promise. The photo didn't answer, but Stone could have sworn Margaret was smiling. Lily appeared beside him. You miss her. Every day. Tell me about her, please. Stone sat down on the couch. Lily sat beside him. She was the strongest person I ever knew. Not strong like muscles. Strong like she never gave up. On anything. On anyone. Including you. Especially me. I was a mess when I met her. Angry, lost, ready to self-destruct. She saw something in me I couldn't see myself. What hope? She said everyone had hope inside them. Some people just buried it so deep they forgot where to look. Lily was quiet. I think you're like her. Stone looked at her. What do you mean? You see things in people. You saw it in me. When everyone else gave up, you didn't. That's different. No, it's exactly the same. Stone felt his throat tighten. She would have loved you. You know that. You think so? I know so. She always wanted kids. We couldn't have them. Medical issues. It broke her heart. I'm sorry. Don't be, because now I have you. And somehow that makes everything make sense. Lily leaned against his shoulder. I love you, Dad. The words hit Stone harder than any bullet ever had. I love you too, sweetheart. They sat in silence. Father and daughter. Finally where they belonged. 3 days after the adoption, Stone rode to the prison. Crawford's trial had ended 2 months ago. Life without parole. The judge had shown no mercy and nobody had asked for it. Stone didn't go to see Crawford. He went to see the other one. Annette Morrison, the leak. The man who'd given up Lily's location. Who'd gotten Maria killed. Who'd nearly cost them everything. The guards led Stone to a visiting room. Morrison sat behind glass, thinner than Stone remembered. Eyes hollow. The look of a man who'd lost everything and knew exactly why. Stone picked up the phone. Morrison did the same. You came, Morrison said. I did. Why? Stone thought about it. I wanted to understand why you did it. Why you helped Corrado. Morrison laughed bitterly. You want the truth, money. It was always money. Corrado paid well. Better than the government. Better than anyone. People died because of a... I know. Girls were sold because of Optian. I know. Maria is dead because of you. Morrison's face crumpled. I know, believe me. I know. Stone studied him. Does it keep you up at night? Night, every single night. Good. Stone stood. Wait. Morrison pressed his hand against the glass. Don't you want to yell at me, hit me something? No. Why not? Stone looked at him. Because you're going to spend the rest of your life in that cell. Every morning, you'll wake up knowing what you did. Every night, you'll close your eyes seeing their faces. That's worse than anything I could do to you. Morrison started crying. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Tell that to Maria. Tell that to the 17 girls Crawford sold. Tell that to every family that got destroyed because you wanted money. Stone turned away. Wait, the girl, Lily, is she okay? Stone stopped. She's my daughter now, legally, officially. She's going to therapy. She's back in school. She's healing. I'm glad. Don't be glad. You don't get to be glad. You don't get to feel good about this. Stone walked away. Didn't look back. Summer arrived. Lily graduated from her therapy program. A milestone her counselor said most survivors never reached. She stood in Stone's kitchen, making breakfast, eggs, toast, bacon. The same meal Maria had made her on the first day. Smells good, Stone said. Maria's recipe. I asked one of the women at the shelter. She remembered. Stone felt a pang of grief. You honor her. I try. They ate together, talking about nothing, talking about everything. The easy conversation of people who'd been through hell and come out the other side. Dad, yeah, there's something I want to do. What? Lily set down her fork. I want to testify at Crawford's appeal hearing. They're trying to reduce her sentence. Stone's jaw tightened. She's going to lose that appeal. I know, but I want her to see my face when she does. I want her to know I'm not broken, that she didn't win. That's dangerous, emotionally. I know, but I need to do this, for me, for the other girls, for Maria. Stone looked at his daughter, this girl who'd been sold like livestock, who'd been beaten, drugged, and trafficked across state lines. Now she wanted to face her abuser in open court. Okay, he said. Okay, Baha. If you need to do this, you do it, and I'll be right there beside you. Lily's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. Always. The appeal hearing happened 3 weeks later. Crawford's lawyers had argued cruel and unusual punishment, had claimed she was mentally unfit, had tried every trick in the book. None of it worked. But before the judge ruled, victims were allowed to speak. 17 girls testified, 17 stories of horror, of betrayal, of survival. And then Lily took the stand. Stone sat in the gallery, watching, barely breathing. Lily looked small up there, young, fragile, but her voice was steel. My name is Lily Davidson. 3 years ago, my name was Lily Torres. 3 years ago, I was sold by the woman sitting at that table. She pointed at Crawford. Crawford looked away. Mrs. Crawford was supposed to protect me. She was supposed to be my guardian. Instead, she drugged me, beat me, and sold me to men who did things I can't describe in this courtroom. Lily's voice cracked. Stone wanted to run up there, hold her, take her away from this. But he didn't, because she needed to do this herself. I thought I was going to die. I thought nobody cared. I thought I was worthless. She paused. Then a stranger saved me. A man who didn't know me, who had no reason to help. He paid $12,000 to buy me from traffickers. Not because he wanted to own me, but because he wanted to set me free. She looked at Stone. That man is now my father. Legally, officially, and I'm standing here today because he didn't look away. He didn't give up. He fought for me when nobody else would. Lily turned back to Crawford. You tried to destroy me. You tried to turn me into nothing. But you failed. I'm not nothing. I'm someone's daughter. I'm a survivor. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure what you did never happens to another girl. She stepped down from the stand. The courtroom was silent. Crawford's lawyers had no response. The judge ruled 10 minutes later. Appeal denied. Life without parole. Final. Crawford was led away in handcuffs. She passed Lily on the way out. You think you've won, Crawford hissed. You think this changes anything. There are 100 more like me, 1,000. This never ends. Lily looked her in the eye. Maybe, but I ended you, and that's enough. Crawford was dragged away. Lily walked to Stone, bum. How was that? Perfect. You were perfect. I was terrified. That's what makes it perfect. They walked out of the courthouse together, into the sunlight, into the future. 1 year after the rescue. Lily started her senior year of high school. She'd missed 2 years of formal education, had to work twice as hard to catch up. Stone helped with homework every night. Math, science, history, subjects he'd barely passed himself decades ago. You're actually good at this, Lily said one night, staring at a chemistry problem. Had to be. You needed me. You never finished high school. No, need I? Maybe you should. Get your GED. Stone laughed. I'm 59 years old. So, too old to learn. I didn't say that. Then do it. With me. We can study together. Stone looked at his daughter. You serious? Dead serious. Dad, you spent your whole life thinking you weren't smart enough. That you couldn't do things. Prove yourself wrong. Stone thought about it. Margaret had always pushed him to get his GED. He'd always made excuses. No more excuses. Okay. Let's do it. Together. Lily grinned in. Now, who's stubborn? Learned from the best. They studied every night for 6 months. Stone struggled, harder than any fight he'd ever been in. But he didn't quit, couldn't quit, because Lily was watching. The day of the GED test arrived. Stone sat in a room full of people half his age, felt like a fraud, an imposter. Lily texted him, "You've got this, Dad. I believe in you." Stone took a breath, started the test. 3 hours later, he walked out. 2 weeks after that, the results came. Stone passed. Lily screamed so loud the neighbors called to check on them. You did it, Dad, you did it. Stone stared at the paper. I did it. Margaret would be so proud. Stone felt tears streaming down his face. Yeah, she would. Now we graduate together, father and daughter. Class of 20. Stone laughed. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually looking forward to it. Graduation day. Stone stood backstage wearing a cap and gown that looked ridiculous on a 59-year-old biker. Lily stood beside him, same cap, same gown, same nervous energy. Lily Davidson. She walked across the stage, took her diploma. The crowd cheered. Stone cheered loudest. Then they called his name. Stone Davidson. He walked out. The crowd went quiet. A 6'2" biker with scars on his hands and gray in his beard walking across the stage to collect a high school diploma. Then someone started clapping. Hawk, standing in the audience, full Hell's Angels colors. Then Cutter, then 20 more brothers, then the whole crowd. Stone took his diploma, held it up. The cheers grew louder. He looked at Lily. She was crying, so was he. They walked off stage together, father and daughter, both graduates, both survivors, 2 years after the rescue. Lily got accepted to Arizona State University, full scholarship, criminal justice major, trafficking victim advocacy minor, the same program Maria had dreamed of creating. Stone helped her move into her dorm, carried boxes, assembled furniture, pretended he wasn't falling apart inside. You okay, Dad? Fine, why? Because you've been quiet for an hour. Stone set down a box. I'm going to miss you. Lily smiled. I'm 20 minutes away. I know. And I'll call every day. I know. And I'll come home for Sunday dinners. I know. Then why are you acting like I'm dying? Stone laughed. Because you're growing up, and I miss so much already. I don't want to miss anymore. Lily hugged him. You won't, I promise. I'm going to hold you to that. I know you will. Stone held her for a long moment. Margaret would be so proud of you. She'd be proud of you too. I hope so. I know so. They finished unpacking. Stone rode home alone. The house felt empty, but not as empty as it used to, because now there were photographs everywhere. Lily's face, her smile, her graduation pictures. Signs of life, signs of family, signs of hope. 3 years after the rescue, Lily stood before Congress, 22 years old now, confident, strong. The scared girl from the truck stop was gone forever. Stone sat in the gallery, watching, barely breathing. My name is Lily Davidson. When I was 15, I was sold by my foster mother to a human trafficking ring. I was drug-beaten and transported across state lines to be sold in Las Vegas. The chamber was silent. I am here today because of luck, because a stranger overheard my captors at a gas station, because he paid $12,000 to buy me from them. Not to own me, to save me. She looked at Stone. That man is my father now, and I stand before you as living proof that one person can make a difference. That one act of courage can change everything. Lily held up a document. The bill before you would increase penalties for foster care trafficking, would mandate background checks for all group home employees, would create a national database of missing foster children. She set the document down. This bill won't save everyone, but it might save someone, one girl, one boy, one child who's running out of hope. She paused. I ran out of hope once. I thought I was going to die in a hotel room somewhere forgotten and alone. Then a biker didn't look away. He didn't give up. He fought for me. Tears streamed down her face. Today I'm asking you to fight for the children who are still waiting, the children who are still being sold, the children who are still hoping someone will notice. She stepped back from the podium. Standing ovation. Every senator, every representative, every person in that chamber on their feet. Stone couldn't see through his tears. 3 months later, the bill passed. They called it Maria's Law, after the woman who died protecting a girl she'd never met, after the survivor who became a warrior, after the hope that never died. 4 years after the rescue, Lily led her first motorcycle ride. 500 bikers, 300 miles, 20 stops. They called it Lily's Angels, a trafficking awareness ride that raised over $100,000 for survivor services. Stone rode beside her, 53 years old now, gray in his beard, scars on his soul, but alive. They stopped at a truck stop outside Amarillo, the same truck stop where everything began. Lily stood in the parking lot, looked at the building. 4 years ago, she said. Right there. That's where I mouthed 2 words to a stranger. Stone nodded. Help me. You remember. I'll never forget. Lily turned to face the 500 bikers gathered around them. 4 years ago, I was being sold in that bathroom. I had given up, accepted that I would die young, forgotten, worthless. She pointed at Stone. Then that man overheard. He could have walked away. Everyone else did. My whole life, people had looked away. She walked to Stone. But he didn't. He stepped in. He bought me from those men so he could set me free. 500 bikers stood in silence. People ask why I trust bikers, why I ride with them, why I call them family. She put her hand on Stone's shoulder. Because when the system failed me, when regular people looked away, bikers didn't. One biker heard me crying through a bathroom wall and decided my life was worth fighting for. Stone felt tears streaming down his face. Dad. Yeah. Thank you for hearing me, for fighting for me, for becoming my family. Stone pulled her into a hug. Thank you for giving me a reason to live again. 500 bikers cheered, engines roared, and father and daughter rode off into the Texas sunset. Together. Forever. That night they stopped at a small motel. Stone sat on the porch, watching the stars, thinking about everything. Lily sat beside him. You're quiet. Thinking. About Margaret, Maria, everything we lost to get here. Lily was silent. Do you regret it, any of it? Stone thought about it. The bullet wound that still ached, the friends who died, the nightmares that still came. No, not for a second. Even the hard parts, especially the hard parts, because they led to you. Lily leaned against his shoulder. I used to wish I was normal, that I had a normal family, a normal life, normal problems. And now I wouldn't trade this for anything. Our messed up, broken, beautiful family. Stone smiled. We are pretty messed up. The best kind of messed up. They sat in silence. The stars blazed above them. Dad, yeah, I have something for you. She pulled out a photograph. Stone and Lily. Standing outside the truck stop. The day of the ride. On the back she'd written my rescuer, my teacher, my father, forever. Stone's throat tightened. Lily, I know you carry Margaret's photo everywhere. I thought maybe you could carry mine too. Stone pulled out his wallet, placed Lily's photo next to Margaret's. Now I have both of you, always. Lily smiled. Good, because you're stuck with me. Wouldn't have it any other way. They sat together, father and daughter, survivor and survivor, two broken people who'd found each other, two lost souls who'd finally come home. And somewhere in the Texas sky, Margaret was smiling because Stone had kept his promise. He'd fought for the ones who couldn't fight for themselves. He'd saved a girl nobody else would save. And in doing so, he'd saved himself. That's what real heroes do. They don't wear capes. They wear leather vests and ride Harleys. They pull into truck stops at 3 a.m. and hear evil through bathroom walls. They spend funeral money to buy freedom. And they never, ever look away. Because sometimes the most dangerous men are the ones who protect the innocent. And sometimes the deepest love comes from the most unexpected places. And sometimes family isn't about blood. It's about who fights for you when everyone else gives up. Stone Davidson learned that at 58 years old in a gas station bathroom when a terrified girl mouthed 2 words, "Help me." He did, and it changed everything, forever.